The five traditional professions are architecture, clergy, engineering, law, and medicine. And where, of course, medicine and law are traditionally considered to be the most elite of them. So there's a lot of respect given to lawyers and doctors. What about sales? Is sales a true profession? This is Coach Leon sharing with you ideas on how to become a more persuasive sales professional. New episodes every Monday at 4 p.m. The definition of a profession is a paid occupation that involves prolonged training and formal qualification. So that's three parts: paid occupation, prolonged training, and lastly, formal qualification. The paid occupation part is easy to satisfy. Typically, as in sales, we get a combination of salary, allowances, incentives, and sometimes commissions. We're paid. But before I dive into the prolonged training and formal qualification part, let me ask you two quick questions. If you had a tumor, a cancerous tumor, would you choose a surgeon whose prior deliberate training was equivalent in terms of length and intensity with the average salesperson? Or if you were swindled out of, say, 1-2 million pesos through a bouncing check, would you choose a lawyer whose knowledge in banking law was equivalent to that of the average salesperson's knowledge in terms of updated product and industry information? Probably not, right? So sales is technically not a profession if we go by strict definition, because there is no educational degree or universally accepted standards body. And for most industries, no license is required, except maybe real estate, right? You need a license. Insurance, you need a license to drive a car, but you don't need one to sell it. And if you think, and I think you and I can agree, there's a wide disparity in terms of how salespeople do their jobs and the outcomes we produce. Sales is not a profession. However, we can do our jobs professionally. Not a profession, but we can act professionally. And we can take our cue from the elite traditional professions of medicine and law. In both these professions, a body of effective practices has been collected over time and, of course, taught systematically in law school or medical school. These practices are continuously updated as more advantageous ones are discovered. So that's why even lawyers, doctors in their peak, the older ones, they continue to attend programs yearly, not only because it is required. This is truly their avenue for discovering new approaches. The same is true for selling. There is a rich body of knowledge, except we're not really required to keep training. There's no requirement. I mean, so many do not, except for whatever the company pays for. I mean, during my workshops, when I ask participants, okay, how many of you have read a book or watched a training video on sales in the last 30 days? In a group of 20, you'd be lucky to get 3 people. So one of the top complaints that I get from business owners is that their sales reps do not bother to really study about their products and services on their own. They need to be prodded or incentivized. So whether you are a professional or not has nothing to do with your degree or your formal certifications. That's what I believe. It has everything to do with how you approach your work and your willingness to keep yourself up to date in your craft. And so this is why many sales reps are not respected and trusted as professionals, especially by high status prospects. Their subconscious impression is that there's no real deep expertise in either the buying process or how the solutions are presented. The competence and confidence similar to that of a qualified doctor or lawyer is missing. The body of knowledge relating to persuasion and sales is both deep and wide. Nobody really graduates from it. Even I, as a trainer, I've read a lot, I have all these books, but I'm still a newbie. From lead generation to account management, I mean, this can be considered each part is a specialty. And now with COVID-19, new approaches that don't require face-to-face meetings are being developed. So now this is like a new specialty or area of studies in itself. So my challenge to you is to keep raising your level of expertise through prolonged unending training. So one, for new ideas, you can read, watch videos, listen to podcasts, but go for both old and new for perspective. Second, you can, specific to your current company and industry, keep reviewing your product data. And again, with the pandemic, some changes may have been may be relevant already in how you understand your industry. And third, ask other more successful people for advice. Many people are thriving despite the pandemic, so it's a good idea to ask from them. And the rewards for training go beyond money. While the third element of profession, which is formal qualification, may be missing from sales as a profession, there's currently no universal accreditation as a professional salesperson. But there is an important informal indicator, and that is how your prospects and your clients treat you. Do they treat you like they're chosen doctors and lawyers? Do they open up to you about their problems and ask for your advice? If they do, then they've qualified you as a true professional. This is Coach Leon. Till the next episode.